for courts and public safety.
Too, but who's keeping track?
We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'm looking for a motion to adopt the current agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Okay, first up, we have Kim Elke, Emergency Management 911 Services Director, with her monthly update.
Good afternoon, happy Monday. Welcome.
Thanks.
So I have an item to present today. I gave you a little heads up last month. So I had on our capital improvement plan, new call handling equipment for 911. I did not budget for it this year. I was hoping to put it off another year because we had received word that our computer dispatch equipment, that the vendor was going to be sunsetting that product. So we were looking for outside sources of funding and hoping to make those two purchases in tandem as a hand-in-hand purchase through one vendor. That is not going to be possible because, and I have a PowerPoint. Did you receive it in your packet?
I received a whole bunch of information.
Okay, so when in 2016, we got our current system and it was purchased in a partnership with Roscommon, Ogama, Crawford, Oscoda, and Alpena. The final partners, as a group, we thought the contract was done next year for the final partner because nobody could leave until everybody reached their 5 years. Then we were notified that was this year. The customer service with the existing vendor has been abysmal. So the entire partnership is jumping ship and going elsewhere. So thank you. So we have two options. Next slide, if you could, please. Thank you. Can we just do nothing? No. This system will cease to function. So our two options are we stay with the same vendor, but they would have to do a complete equipment refresh and start us basically from square one, or we go with the partners who are moving to Central Square. The contract is expiring. There is no way to continue in the vein that we are right now. And this would be paid for through surcharge funds. There would be no county general funds involved. Next slide, please. So for a 5-year comparison, the quotes I'm sure were included in your packet, but the 5-year comparison between the company that we're with right now, Intrado, and Central Square, who the partners are wanting to go with, there is a cost difference of, it's my math.
We got, I don't know why it's compressed. So
I missed a part of it.
I can email
Yeah.
that to you when I get back to my office.
As well.
So it's a difference of just shy of $17,000 over the 5 years, which isn't a huge amount. But
17,000 is a huge.
it's not couch change, but the main problem is that Intrado, our current vendor, their customer service is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. There's not a single one of the partners, including us, who has a desire to stay with them. So we've all seen at least one presentation from Central Square, and that seems to be the route that the other partners are going. 2 of them have already signed and their equipment's already in production. The added benefit for us to go with Central Square is that our computer dispatch equipment is with Central Square. And when the sales rep, is she on? Is Amanda on?
She was.
Okay. When we had our first demo with them, not only did she share that they are not sunsetting our existing computer dispatch equipment, they're actually working on an enhancement to it. They're retrofitting an integration that would connect if we go with them, it would connect the new equipment to our existing equipment. So there would be an enhanced flow of information between those two systems. So compared to the other partners in the node configuration that we're currently with, we would actually gain a lot more bang for the buck to go with Central Square, even if it was more costly than Intrado, which it's not, it comes in slightly less than Intrado. But we will experience increased functionality because of having those two from the same vendor, but also because of Central Square's, I don't know what the word is, but their dedication basically to continuing to improve. Our Central Square dispatch equipment was also purchased in 2000. So for them to do an update to that where it'll integrate and communicate with new equipment that they're marketing is kind of exciting to us. And the bigger picture beyond this, the bigger picture is the next phase of equipment that we would need to purchase is about $500,000. This will buy us several years before we have to make that next leap of an upgrade for our computer dispatch equipment. So this $270,000 over the next 5 years will buy us several years before we have to spend and replace our current CAD system. So we kind of like that idea that we don't have to do that huge purchase right away. Be setting money aside for that and planning ahead and continuing to look for outside funding for that next step of equipment purchases that we need to make. Go ahead. The other part of it is we would continue with our established partnership that we have with the current node system that we have. The only difference is Crawford County was included in the original purchase. Crawford County dispatch is now being done by the National Guard, so they will not be a partner. It'll be a four-way partnership instead of. But it has been a real positive experience as a partnership with them. And Central Square, we've had their CAD system since 2016. We've been very pleased with their customer service. And Amanda, our sales account executive, I believe she's on Zoom. She has been extremely responsive. We've been very happy with the service that we've had from her on this product as well. And then I laid out there the integration. So my request to you is to keep us moving along with the partners who are doing this project. Is I would like to take it to finance next month and request their approval to enter into the contract and have our equipment start producing. We'll be third at a minimum in this scheme. So we'd like to get the package tied up before the costs go up or anything like that. But we have to do something, so it's kind of a one or the other.
The surcharge that, does that generate enough money to pay for this?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a $3 surcharge. So that $3 that we charge will cover this, so it's not tied to the ambulance one.
Correct. Correct. This is strictly to the surcharge. And I apologize. I meant to print my current fund balance and bring with me, and I forgot to do that before I came over. But no, there's sufficient funds in there for the first year charge of 135, and then annually after that, the maintenance would be 33,666. And we would absolutely be able to maintain that. Yeah, go ahead.
I have questions.
Sure.
So on the quote summary, it shows a software subtotal, services subtotal, hardware subtotal, and then the total quote total for $135,331.07. So the first year on top of that is another $33,666.07.
Nope, so,
Says the first year.
the software, services and hardware are combined into, and the first year of, so the first year services is what it costs to actually install the equipment. The software and hardware are the combined for 2 through 5, but the first 3 items on that slide equal the year 1. So, and I apologize, I was trying to find a way to make that look more easily understood. That's why the other ones are bolded, but the first 3 equal year 1.
So you're saying year one, you do not have to pay the $33,666.07.
That is the software and hardware combined that are listed at the top. Amanda, can you correct me if I'm wrong on that? The software and hardware equal what we pay years 2 through 5?
You're correct. So all of those expenses total year 1, and then years 2 through 5 are that amount. Sorry, I'm driving.
That's
Are the
okay.
33,000. But yes, that is all combined into the year 1 total. That quote total is your year 1. So there's no additional cost to that for year 1.
So the 33,000 is the annual maintenance fee?
Correct.
So that'll be a yearly fee that you'll have to cover out of your budget?
Through year 5, yes. And then if we continue past year 5, jump in here if I misstate this, Amanda, we would get an equipment refresh and we would start over.
So
That's
we pay-
correct. Yes.
We pay another 135?
Exactly.
Whatever it is. And that's,
No,
that
that's
is,
not
tell
correct.
me that that's the industry,
Just said-
that's the way it goes.
She said, no, that's not
She
correct.
said that's
Okay.
correct.
All right, go
No.
Amanda.
No,
Okay.
so all you would pay for your refresh is just for services again. I would not look at the number that you'd be paying now, because I mean, in 5 years, things change, but
Okay.
for services to come back and provide all new hardware, and then there'd be a 5% uplift. So Alpena County can expect to pay an additional 5% of the 33,000 for years 6 through 10. But no, like this entire quote, you would not pay that entire thing again for your second set of 5 years. You would just pay services, and then you would pay your subscription fee.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it would
great.
only go up by $1,683, you're saying, for years 6 through 10?
Whatever 5% of the 33,000 is.
Okay.
I did
That's-
not master math, so I don't have a calculator in front of me, but yes, if that's what that number is, then that's an industry standard. That 5% is an industry standard. Now back to what Kim was saying,
I'll tell you
she
in a
was
second.
correct that most other vendors would charge you all over again for a complete refresh. We don't. We would come back in and provide all new hardware, everything that we supply, come back and provide all new. You would just have to pay for services,
So the
not the
5%,
hardware itself.
okay, I'm sorry, Amanda, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
So 5% uplift is $1,683.30. So years 6 through 10, it would be $35,349.37.
Correct.
And you did say there could be a service or services fee associated
Yes,
with
there
that?
would be. There would be services for our team to come back to Alpena County to, pull out the old equipment to put in the new. So kind of what you're seeing there on the summary that Kim provided for you. it would, I'm not sure it'd be the same number, but it would be probably something similar. I don't want to speak for, what we can look at cost wise in 5 years, but you can anticipate it, a services charge absolutely to compensate them for having, to go up there to reinstall the equipment. But the hardware itself would not be at no addition, that would be no additional cost to the county.
So would we be using the same hardware and software?
After
would-
5 years?
No, they would bring in all new hardware at year 5. And so you're only paying our services team to do that. We're not asking you would not have to pay for the hardware again. You're only paying for the services. You're only paying for them to come and install it in Lake Mary, Florida, where our headquarters is. That's where the servers are actually put together. And then they are sent up to Alpena County, and then they are installed. So for that process to take place, we would charge for that. But the hardware itself, we would not charge you for it, but you would get all new hardware at year 5 if you were to sign with us again.
Well, actually, what that amount is the same amount that we're paying 2 through 5. That's the 33,660.07. So we're paying that. Anyway. I added your software and your hardware together, and that came out to be the 33,666.07.
Yes. That is correct. That is what you're paying for annually, software and hardware, yes. You're paying for the subscription of it, the software of it, but not the hardware.
So one other point is when Central Square comes out with upgrades, we do receive those as part of the subscription cost. There's not an additional charge for
Yes.
that. So for example, the upgrade that they are working on finalizing right now to our existing CAD system, we would receive that upgrade to our CAD at no additional charge from what we pay them on an annual basis already. But that process adds great added value to the call handling software by having those two pieces of equipment communicating.
I guess I don't have.
And
any
something
problem
else,
Out of the surcharge.
I was gonna add one other point if I can.
I'm sorry, sir. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Say, if, I have no problem with it if it comes out of the 911 surcharge fund, if there's enough money to cover this for 5 years.
So you said you had one other piece that you wanted to add?
Yes, I just wanted to also mention that technically you're not paying for maintenance. So Kim had mentioned earlier that the 33,000 is also part of a maintenance. We actually don't charge for maintenance. So for example, if something were to happen and we handle the issue either remotely or we have to come on site to fix a problem, the county will never receive a bill for that. That is something that is just a part of our service. There will be no additional charges for any types of repairs. If a piece of hardware fails at the workstation, we will come and replace it. There's no bill of, well, we had to come and replace it. Here's this cost. Here's the cost for the hardware that we had to replace. That's not something that we do. That is not a thing with other vendors. They will charge you for everything they have to do. So that is something to consider as well, that cost savings there.
So, and again, I'm trying to get my head around this one is, so you said the services, we paid a one-time fee. And then the software, we're paying 17, and then the hardware, we're paying 16,546. Like I said, those two costs total 33,666.07. So in year 2, 3, 4, and 5, we're not getting new software and hardware. If I'm just trying to figure out, so how is it that we're paying the 17 for the software and the hardware the first year, And then that just so happens to be the amounts that we're paying 2, 3, and 2 through 5. So what are we actually getting? Because you just said there's no annual maintenance. So I'm just trying to figure out how that number came about for years 2 through 5.
Because the software and the hardware, you are paying that in year one. Year one is your quote total.
Yep,
So that
and I got-
large number,
I got that.
okay,
So,
okay.
and that, so on year 2, 3, 4, and 5, basically, we're paying for software, hardware, or what the cost of the software and the hardware is for years 2 through 5.
It's a subscription. Is that a good word, Amanda?
Yes, yes, thank you. It is a subscription cost. A lot of others will do perpetual licensing, so you pay for everything up front, and we have broken this down to where you only pay it annually and not all 5 years up front. It is subscription-based pricing, software as a service. That's also what it's known as.
Okay. You said, so can we get a copy of what the surcharge is? So this, because I'd like to see that.
Absolutely.
Jesse's a whiz at that stuff yet.
Well, and I guess one thing I have is the Viper upgrade. I mean, obviously, there's a difference between the quotes. Theirs is extremely detailed. Like you can see every little thing that you're getting for that cost. This Central Square, it's a couple sheets of numbers. I mean, that's not usually a quote. There's nothing included in this. Or am I missing like half the presentation?
We can provide a detailed quote if that's what you would like to see. I can organize for that to happen.
I think that would be a good idea because I mean, this is so general. I mean, if I compare the difference between the two quotes, you know exactly what you're getting with the Viper upgrade. I mean, literally every little thing in detail. There is no detail in this other one. And I mean, there's no way to really see exactly what you're getting.
No problem. I will work on that as soon as I get to my room. I will work on drafting that up and getting to the right people on how I can get you a detailed quote, and I'll send that over to Ken. Do you want me to send that to you? Is that okay?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
That would be great, Amanda.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
So one other component of the project that I want to make sure gets discussed and doesn't get overlooked is because of the value added, if we go with Central Square, because it will communicate with the new equipment, will communicate with our existing suite of equipment. The value added to the project from that, I believe, meets the requirement for the county's non-competitive proposal language. And so I have not put this out for bids. I requested a bid from Intrado, who we are currently with, so that there would be something to compare to, but also so that I could say to you, the vendor we have right now, if we stay where we're at, this is the cost we're looking at. But my request is going to be that we go with Central Square for the value added with the retrofit integration, and also because it's $17,000 less than the other quote. But I wanted to make sure that I put that in my memo, but I wanted to make sure to bring that up for discussion as well, so that nothing is missed in the details. And there is a letter included in your packet from Central Square regarding those features.
I guess I don't feel comfortable voting on anything without all of the information. And that's just my point of view. I do apologize, but without really seeing what the quote entails, I personally do not feel comfortable. I mean, this isn't like a $5,000 request. This is a $135,331 of the taxpayers' money. I mean, I really would like a detailed quote, but, and maybe I stand alone in that, but personally, I don't feel comfortable voting without it.
So it would have to go to finance. If that information was included in the finance packet, would that be satisfactory?
And we could get it by now.
You just
It
want.
should start here. What's that?
You want to postpone it until you get the information?
I feel comfortable postponing it until we have all the
So
information.
when do we have to have this done?
Well, our goal is to be implemented before the end of the year so that it doesn't extend into another contract
It's
period.
May.
Yeah.
So you got plenty of time.
Yeah, you
Well,
got plenty of
So
time.
Amanda, what does our time frame look like if, because it would put off like a full board approval till July,
Well, if we had it for next month, it would be next month.
but it wouldn't go to full board and finance until July.
Oh, yeah. No, June.
So if it was approved today at your level, if you referred me to take it to finance, it'll be June finance. So if it comes back to courts and public safety in June, then it's not going to go to finance until July.
So that's 6 months before the end of the year.
Right. Well, less than that if it's July.
It'd be July, the end of full board July, but that's still 5 months.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money. It's being cavalier with the taxpayers' money and
I
I,
don't believe I'm being cavalier.
well, it's not all the pertinent information.
Well, she can provide a quote, so why don't we just move forward with that, get the quote and then have time to review it. And again,
And then if it's not ready,
The information, the quantities are there, but I absolutely respect that you want more information. I have no problem with that. But my request would be if we could move it to finance to keep it moving. And as soon as I receive the information from her, I have absolutely no problem. I could send it to the commissioner's office and they could send it to everybody ahead of time if that would help, make you feel a little bit more comfortable with it so that you didn't have to wait for your finance packet to receive the information. But that's totally up to you.
Amanda, once you get the go ahead, how long does it take to implement the system from start to finish on average?
So we estimate 6 to 12 months. It depends on the complexity of the install. So I would say with Alpena County, the way they're looking to be set up, I would say 5 to 7 months.
As long as
Pending
the,
no delays during the install.
so if we don't get the information in time, then we can always just postpone it.
Correct.
If you don't have it in time by finance.
Absolutely. That's fair. So as soon as I receive the information from Amanda, I will send it to the commissioner's office. And then, do you want them to send it to the entire board or?
Yeah.
Just
The information should go to the
Okay.
entire board.
Can I send it to you?
Was Intrado given an opportunity to give a presentation and a comparison?
So because we currently have their equipment, I reached out to him for a quote to renew with them. Honestly, I did not reach out to him for a demo because we have not been happy with the service we've received with them. Just a current example of their lacking customer service, I have to submit annual numbers to the state 911 office. And part of that is call statistics and our administrative calls that come in, the 354 number. The only way we have access to that is through Intrado. We do not have access to those numbers on site. And it's pulling teeth just to get somebody to sit down for 30 seconds and pull a statistic for us so that I can meet our requirements with the state. And God forbid you need anything more than that. Honestly, there's zero appetite across all 4 partners, including us, with staying with Intrado when the customer service is so lacking. When there's problems, they don't want to be bothered. They don't return phone calls. It's really not anything that any of us are interested in. If you wanted to attend a demo, I can absolutely reach out to him at your request, but there is zero interest in any of the partners continuing. Some of the partners called and had choice words with Intrado. I did not do that. I thought that was a little unprofessional, but I am looking forward to moving forward with a vendor that is more responsive to our needs.
So Central Square was, you said $17,000 cheaper because mine's cut off, so I don't know.
Yes, it is $16,825, and I will send that PowerPoint to you as soon as I get back to my office.
Okay, I'm not sure why this is like this, but it's all.
I've got it here on the paper, 16,825, 85, over 5.
Shows on the piece of paper.
I don't have that number.
I have a.
I have different numbers.
16,825.85. Over.
Yeah,
5.
I'm missing sheets in this.
So,
I mean, a
You can
complete,
have that. It's just got some of my chicken scratches on it.
you can,
Well, see, this is what,
yeah,
this was on the board book right here. but
yeah, I'm on board block.
It's all squished together.
Yeah, that's how mine is.
I don't need this. If you can send that.
I will.
Yeah, yours is cut off too.
I missed.
Yeah, if we could just have, all the information,
Absolutely.
Finance.
I'd be glad to. forward
Maybe.
that.
not cut off papers and
So
it's like half the information. So I'll just wait for the,
I will send
Packet.
the recent balance sheet for the surcharge. I will send the PowerPoint, and when I get further communication from Amanda, I will forward that to the commissioner's office to distribute as well. Anything else that you'd like to see, I'm more than happy to provide.
I'm good with that information.
I'm fine with that. So I guess I'm looking for a motion with appropriate information, not cut off, with a detailed invoice.
That came from the commissioner.
I'm no. I'm just making sure the motion is extremely clear with all pertinent information for the purchase of, let me get back up in the agenda. The call handling equipment for central dispatch.
If you don't want. You want to go with that, John?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll support that.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Ms. Okay.
Or do we need to?
Oh, yeah, it's spending money. Sorry. Can I get a roll call?
Commissioner LaHaye,
Yes.
Commissioner Kozlowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Malone.
Yes. Okay, so next we have Board Chairman John Kozlowski with the appointment to the MIDC. You want to speak to
Pass
that?
that one off on me, right?
Sure did. Your name's right on it there, pal.
Somebody tag your rate. So I don't know if any of you were here when Judge Black came over and talked at one of the meetings at the end of the meeting or in between the meeting. I can't remember what it was. Basically, he was suggesting that we have an appointment for the MIDC board. And suggested that I appoint somebody to that board because basically we have no input say over how the monies are being spent. And I believe I can't remember if it's all lawyers or whatever that are part of this, but basically, it was his recommendation because, he has a concern that we're moving in a direction where, it's not their money. So, they can keep piling stuff on. And there was a bigger concern with a concern with the public defender's office and, how they're handling stuff over there. So I am bringing it, I guess it was put on this meeting and we don't need to do anything today. I need to do some more research and verify that, because I thought it couldn't be a commissioner on that. So I need to double check and find out who we can appoint or I can appoint, our board can approve as an appointment to that board. So I will investigate more with the help of the county administrator to.
Put it on my to-do list.
It's probably a mile long.
Well, I'm trying. I
Oh,
said,
that's-
it's only Monday, right?
Yeah.
So we got all week to get that thing stacked up. So I'll come back by next month and we can
Okay,
I'll have all the information. We can make a recommendation or however we want to do it next
Okay.
month. So,
thank you, sir. Okay, so did everyone have a chance to look through the ambulance fund monthly report?
yes,
Okay, I'm looking for a motion to receive and file the ambulance fund monthly report, please.
Make the motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner LaHaye,
I'll support.
support by Commissioner Kozlowski. Did everyone have, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Did everyone have a chance to review the medical examiner's monthly report that was attached?
Yes.
I'll put them over.
Okay, excellent. Same. I'd be looking for a motion to receive and file.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Okay, motion by Commissioner LaHaye, supported by Commissioner Kozlowski. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say the same. Okay, did everyone have a chance to review the Veterans Affairs Office monthly report?
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion to receive and file.
I'll make the motion, receive and file.
Motion made by Commissioner LaHaye,
Support.
supported by Commissioner Kozlowski. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, the same sign. Okay, any other discussion at this time? Sheriff, anything from you?
I'm good, thank you.
You're happy? Okay, our next Courts and Public Safety Committee meeting will be Monday, June 17th, 2024 at 4 PM in HMCR. Also available via Zoom. I'm looking for a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Kozlowski, supported by Commissioner LaHaye. Motion adjourned, or meeting adjourned.